Well, okay then. Getting ahead of the weather and other stuff that needed to be done to get to this point, which is taking care of the cistern, which is your water source and most important part of any property for life, livelihood, and living. So, we found aberrant pieces as expected in the prep towards getting to this point, which were in the form of railroad ties, and have begun the base step up towards getting level again with the water pump and the future shed. However, this was what was most important to deal with. It's been maintained, at least, or it was built from this. Notice the pitch is to the right into the ground, whereas it should be tilted slightly with gravity. Either way, before and after, and what's possible with one of these. And oh, what a difference a grade makes. This used to be a torrent of water, making a soupy mess here as the water was being shunted towards where it shouldn't be going. And now I've shifted it so it's going to be tilting the other way. So this is but a work in progress. The primary catchment basin for keeping the groundwater charged in order to maintain the cistern, so the well water is nice and tasty because it won't concentrate any minerals and whatnot, because that's what happens if you keep drawing from a water source that's underground for too long. It needs to be diluted as much as possible, because as in arid places, things concentrate when it's dry and they dissipate when they're wet. So what we have here is the inflow coming in from the top there and pours in, instead of this water coming from some source that basically throws it downstream as quickly as possible and into the big blue. Use the water here. But in any case, this is nearly bank full because it's not actually going over the top of this structure. It's not big. It looks big, but it's not. It's got, who knows how many gallons. But anyway. Point is of all this is just to show that before it gets bank full, you want to make sure there's a release point for the water to go out, and you don't want it to be steep. You want it to be slow and gradual so that you don't erode away. And again, just like if you have too much water coming bank full, before you reach bank full, you want to split it however many times you have to. It's a work in progress, of course. Just little by little, you get it to work. And in case it does get to over bank full, in which case we just experienced a big storm, since this is a brand new structure that's going to last forever. It's called a living catchment. There's another place for it to run off, a release point. That's, again, it's right at where it's supposed to be. You don't want it to leak out, any more than it already does at that end. This is just an extra precautionary feature. You always want to have 2 to 3 release points at different levels so that if it does get bank full, before it does, it will spill over. And again, you want that to be gradual. So much rain at this point on the 3rd level stage 2 impact structure. But you get the picture, right? Who are you gonna call for your water irrigation needs?